It would be so nice if my camera would, focus. What is up, my little spirits? I am back today with another video. I should probably look at the camera while I record this. That'd be helpful. If it wants to focus, that would also be helpful. So yeah, today's video, because we are nearing the end of year-end season for 2020, I thought I'd look back on the past year and let you guys know what my favorite year-end Megamixes were over the past decade. Keep in mind, I'm going to exclude the year 2010 from this list, just because there weren't that many mashup artists who were really making things at that time, so not too much to compare to. But starting with 2011, let's get this underway. Okay, so in 2011, we have DJ Earworms. I should probably know the name of this Megamix. Okay, we are going to start this list off with the year 2011, and we have the Megamix World Go Boom by DJ Earworm, part of his United States of Pop series. So DJ Earworm was really one of, if not the most prominent pioneers in the lyric-based Megamixes. And you can definitely see a lot of his influence in artists these days like Dylan GLC, DM Mashups, there's also Lloyd Louie or DJ Lloyd, so there's a lot of people who he's definitely influenced. The reason why I think 2011 is the year where he outshone most other artists is because even though everyone always talks about his 2009 Megamix and how incredible that was, which it was, again, there wasn't much competition per se. I don't really consider mashup artists to be in competition with each other because everyone kind of like supports each other. We're part of the same Discord server. Basically, there's not a lot of like rivalries per se, but when comparing each other, there wasn't much to compare him to in those earlier years. So once we get to 2011, again, not too many other artists. There's like Mashup Germany and Daniel Kim, aka Pop Danthology. But I didn't think that their 2011 Megamixes really stood up to DJ Earworms. They were still kind of working out how they wanted to approach mashup making. Okay, and then 2012, speaking of Pop Danthology, we have Daniel Kim's Pop Danthology of 2012. So with a lot of mashup artists, this is actually the mashup that inspired most people I know to become mashup artists and start being content creators on YouTube. I believe Joseph James has mentioned that that's one of the ones that inspired him a lot. I know some of the older creators in my own age group like Adam Music, Dylan GLC, you're going to hear a lot of names getting repeated today. They were also inspired, as was myself, from that 2012 Megamix. I remember the first time I heard it, I was going home from a cross-country meet, and one of my friends who knew I love music so much called me over. He's like, I listened to this awesome thing on YouTube the other day. You gotta check it out. So we listened to it. I was just blown away. Like, I loved it so much. And yeah, I really attest that Megamix to why I started out making mashups. And I tried making my 2020, at least the first half of it, my year in Megamix, as similar structure-wise and sort of that like very fast, like one line per song kind of tempo. Didn't work out as well as I liked it to, but yeah, you can definitely see some influences from that Megamix in my own works. Okay, and then the next mashup we're going to have on this list is from an artist that I'm sure most people aren't going to be as familiar with. They're called Punch Drunk. And they consider this a 2013/2014 Megamix, although pretty much all the songs were 2013 oriented. And this is going to be my favorite one from the year 2013. Okay, so why is this my favorite one from that year when we had some amazing Megamixes that year? DJ Earworms one was great. I love Daniel Kim's, predominantly the ending with We Can't Stop. This is when Angie Wu started to really come onto the scene. We got artists like Victor Lin. So the reason I like this one the most is I have always been someone who enjoys underrated pop songs in my Megamixes. And if you've been listening to my channel for the last, when did I start? 2014, so 6+ years, you'll see in my year in Megamixes, there are a lot of underrated pop songs that I like to utilize that you're probably not going to see many other artists use who like to predominantly focus on the more mainstream songs, which absolutely nothing wrong with that. You gotta do what suits your strengths, and I don't listen to that much music that's more so popular, so I like to use what I'm more comfortable with, what I've been listening to. So what this Megamix does really well is it takes a lot of those underrated songs that I was listening to in 2013 and implementing them into the Megamix in a very seamless fashion that a lot of other people were struggling with, especially from a technical perspective, because it's so hard to find files, meaning studio acapellas, official instrumentals, and song stems for underrated songs, because there aren't a lot of people doing a lot of snooping, trying to dig those files up from their record labels. So basically, it's very hard to use with Megamixes just because it's so hard to find the actual files to use. So when someone like Punch Drunk is using all these songs that I love and they sound really high quality, it's really great. I have heard a lot of complaints though, especially as of recent, that he was using fifths keys or maybe interchanging major and minor keys a lot in the Megamix, so it didn't sound as professional as it could. When I first heard this Megamix, I didn't notice that because I am very tone deaf. You guys probably hear my Megamixes and you can hear that. But yeah, until 2019, 2020, I really started noticing that. It still didn't really take away from the experience of the Megamix, so I don't hold them to a fault with that, basically. And next in 2014, he is a Megamix artist that I'm sure a lot of you guys love. I know he has been a friend and a mentor to me. I absolutely adore him. This is Megamix Central, and the Megamix I'm referring to is called Pitch Perfection, which is basically a little twist on the movie Pitch Perfect. So yeah, the reason why I love this Megamix is in a similar fashion to Punch Drunk's 2013 Megamix. This incorporated a lot of underrated songs and really used them really well. I can only say really so many times in one sentence. But yeah, what I love is just the intro really hooks you in. You have Neon Lights by Demi Lovato, one of my faves. Break Free by Ariana Grande and Zed, two more of my faves. And Drunken Love by Beyonce, literally the queen, so. And there's this piano instrumentation that goes into more of an EDM style Megamix that just sounds so amazing, captivates you, and the whole thing from there on just flows really well. I feel really bad because he had to cut the original one because of copyright issues, everyone in the mashup community's favorite thing. But can you please just focus my lovely camera? Anyways, so yeah, he unfortunately had to take down the original and upload one that cut the ending out, but it still sounds amazing. Okay, next we have the god, the titan of Megamixes. We have Fight for Love, which is Andy Wu Music Land's 2015 year in Megamix, and woo boy, that was probably very loud. This, in my opinion, is the greatest Megamix of all Megamixes. And I'm sure there are plenty of people out here who are huge fans of Adam Music, Robin Scorderus, Megamix Central, Daniel Kim, DJ Earworms, you name it. There are a lot of people who probably want to fight me on this, but this, in my opinion, is the greatest Megamix I've ever heard. You start off very slow, very emotional, and then he perfectly uses Lana Del Rey's narration from her music video High by the Beach into the orchestral version of Livin' for Love by Madonna, and then just from there on out, the Megamix takes off. This is the one that really kicked off the chapter-based formula, which Andy has been using since 2015. A lot of other artists have started to catch on, like Adam Music, Joseph James. I can go on and on. This has become a very popular kind of structure to use for Megamixes. And basically, there was just so much in this that I did not expect. From my perspective, I originally thought his 2014 year in Megamix was one of the best I've ever heard because I was just in a very emotional place, and when I first heard Unconditionally being used as an instrumental and the lyricism he invoked with Let It Go and Let Go and the word Go and all those songs in the finale, I kid you not, I was weeping. If you've seen any of my reactions to Adam Music's year-end Megamixes, you know that I love emotional songs as much as he loves intense songs, and he always nails me in the finale. I am on the verge of tears. Sometimes I'm actually crying. But no, with Andy Wu's 2014 year Megamix, I was literally sobbing. I could not stop myself. It was just so beautiful. I'm like, there's nothing he can do that's going to top this. In comes 2015, and blown away again. Nobody, to the extent of my knowledge prior to this, had ever used an intense instrumental in their year ends. And he used the song Warriors by Imagine Dragons, which I copied him in my decade end Megamix. One of the categories for song selections I was using were songs that really made impact in year Megamixes over the years. So I was thinking Warriors by Imagine Dragons, Rise, Katy Perry, Say Amen by Panic at the Disco, Still Falling for You by Ellie Goulding. That kind of sums up what I can think off the top of my head. But yeah, so that song in that Megamix and just the Megamix as a whole made a huge impact. And you could see in the very same year, Adam Music also used, I think it was Centuries and Warriors in his 2015 year in Megamix, which I think is called Cool for 2015, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've heard that one. But yeah, like, you could see the immediate effect he had. And then I tried using some more intense instrumentals in my 2015 year in Megamix. I had Masterpiece by Jessie J. I'm trying to remember what else I had. I tried using Unstoppable by Conchita Wurst in the beginning to sort of mimic his orchestral type instrumental. I didn't know what BPMs were back then, so that was a bit of a dumpster fire. But yeah, so Andy Wu has always been a pioneer in the mashup community, starting trends, never doing the same thing, always keeping things fresh and exciting. So 2015, top of the charts. Okay, and speaking of fresh and exciting, the next mashup artist that we have on the list is one that debuted in 2014, literally came out of nowhere. This is my friend Squiller, who he is one of the very few people who can hold a flame to my 360 plus song Decade and Megamix. There are a few other people, we'll get to them later in this list, trust me. But the second I saw he had a year end with 230 songs in it, I was just like, there's no way. How is this going to come together? Admittedly, we've talked about this a couple times. He thinks it's a bit of a chaotic kind of Megamix. I personally love it, and yeah, so his 2016 mashup pop anthem, that is my pick for the best Megamix of 2016. And this was a year when we sort of saw a renaissance, if you will, of mashup artists really coming to the community. We saw so many starting off with their first year in Megamixes, and then the next year we saw a big increase in, I don't want to say competency because that's not the right word, but just capabilities and skills as a mashup artist and producer. And yeah, 2016 there was a lot more competition, again using that term very loosely, for anyone releasing that year. Squiller blew them all away in my opinion. Okay, and now in 2017 we have who a lot of you people consider to be the king of mashups and megamixes and remixes and edits and all these lovely things. We have Adam Music, and his year in Megamix is chained to 2017. So yeah, admittedly, as much credit as I give Andy for the chapter-based sort of mashups, and I do love the ingenuity he implemented with that, I'm not the biggest fan of them. I've mentioned this in past videos. Can my camera focus, please? Just because of the sheer fact that sometimes you can have issues where the mashup seems segmented and doesn't flow very easily. The biggest offender is his 2018 Megamix, where you go from the first section to the second section when it transitions into Chun-Li as an instrumental, and yeah, I was just very separated from the Megamix because of issues like that. Megamixes like this, Adam's 2017 one, where the whole thing just flows seamlessly, are why I love Megamixes so much. It just really brings you on a journey with you. And spoilers, his 2021 isn't going to be my favorite Megamix of that year, but that was basically 2017 on steroids, and I loved it so much. Same with 2019, 2016. 2018 is where I think he went a little too far into chapter-based territory, but like the Lucid 2018 section is the only thing I've ever considered giving Vengeance, which is the Intent section from from Andy's 2015 Megamix, a run for its money. Like, those two are like neck and neck, very on par with each other. But yeah, I loved Adam's 2017 Megamix so much. He really incorporated using a lot of Imagine Dragons, especially towards the end, really well. And yeah, a lot of people I think in 2017 started this trend of using the exact same instrumentals. So many people were using Believer, Look What You Made Me Do, Sorry Not Sorry. It just felt like every time I was listening to someone else's Megamix, I was listening to the same thing. So yeah, because of that, 2017, even though there were a lot of people making a lot of great Megamixes, I didn't think the bar was up there high enough just in terms of uniqueness and just being able to identify someone's Megamix by the sonics alone. And if the bar is here, let's bring that down a little bit. Adam's like way up here. Like, he blew everyone else out of the water. I loved his 2017 one way too much. I listened to that like once a week for inspiration. Okay, let's move on. And my camera stopped focusing. This is the struggle we go through, folks. Okay, 2018. This is going to go to my best friend, Joseph James. His 2016 Megamix, it was alright. I think even he'll agree it wasn't his best. 2017, I thought he did a great job. 2018, woo! Where do I start with this? Everything was just so seamless and flawless and perfect, and I loved it. And that ending section, so this was the beginning of when Joseph and I started collaborating with Year in Megamixes in terms of just listening to each other's, providing feedback. And I remember the very first draft he sent me of that ending, and yeah, I was so like speechless. It was just incredible, and I loved it. And every draft he sent me after that, and this goes for 2019 and 2020 as well, but especially in 2018, just got better and better. And it was kind of just like you were watching a puppy being born and growing, and you're just like, you love this puppy. And now the puppy's being shown off to the world, and they love it too, and you're so proud of your puppy. But I'm just like, his 2018 Megamix was just, I have no words. It was just so amazing. I was so proud of him. And then 2019, 2020, those were both great too, but I still hold a lot of bias towards 2018. So we're going with that for this year. Okay, we got 2019, which again, I have mentioned I loved Adam's Megamix from this year. I love Joseph James's Megamix from this year. A lot of people, myself included, are putting out decade-end Megamixes. We had Pop Love. I don't remember which number it was. Was it 7, 8? Someone help me. But that came out, and wow, that was great. But that is not going to be the one who takes the cake for this one. And that is because we're going back to the beginning of the video when I mentioned how much I love underrated songs. And there was one artist who really used all these amazing underrated songs in ways I never would have imagined, and just came out seamless and flawless. That is going to be my friend Dynamo Mashups. They definitely deserve to be in first place for This year, again, I know a lot of you people loved Pop Love. I did too. It's such an incredible throwback Megamix. But for the sheer number of songs that Dynamo was able to use, this was when a lot of artists started really hitting that 200 threshold on a more consistent basis. I was so shocked and proud, and it came out great, and yeah. The ending was incredible. It takes not a lot to make me sort of like swell up, start crying a little bit, but to get me to be actually like bawling uncontrollably, yeah, that takes a lot. And he did that to me. So I love you. Screw you for making me cry, but I love you. That was amazing, and you should be so proud of what you did that year. Okay, and now we are finally on the year 2020. I'm sure plenty of people are still planning on releasing year-end Megamixes. This year has been a little hectic, so everyone's been behind schedule. This is definitely the latest that I've released. I know Adam's released his. Most people usually start releasing theirs in early November, sometimes mid to late November. Most people did in December this year. That just shows how bad it was in terms of people just being hectic and having so much to worry about. I think Dynamo this year is running late. Robin said he's not putting one out this year. Squiller can't put one out this year. I don't know what the hell Daniel Kim's doing. I wasn't really a huge fan of his Megamix from last year, admittedly. I thought it was a bit of a disappointment. He came out like, I'm going to show the copyright gods who's boss. I'm not going to be intimidated. Uploads a lip sync video saying he did because he didn't want to worry about copyrights. If you're going to say that you are no longer afraid of the copyright claims in your trailer video, don't chicken out. Go the whole way. But continuing, yeah, this year's been a mess, and I think a lot of people rose to the occasion and, come on, focus, and really did an amazing job with their year ends. But the one person that surprised me the most and really blew it out of the park is Nickness, formerly known as, I believe, NMHG Megamix or Mashups or something like that. But yeah, I think their Megamix has 300 songs. Let me check on that real quick. Nickness 2020. If I could type in that correctly, that'd be great. Yep. Yeah, so their year in Megamix has over 300 songs, and like I've mentioned, my Decade End had over 360, so you guys are starting to catch up to me. I didn't think it could be done, but it is happening, and I'm scared. But yeah, as someone who knows how hard it is to incorporate that many songs without sounding too overcrowded, like, that is an incredible feat. They did need to make it pretty lengthy. I think it's like 20, 25, maybe 30 minutes long, which comes with the territory of hitting the 300 song mark, but like, still, I was not bored for a single second of it, and that is very hard for me when it comes to longer Megamixes. Like, I've mentioned this to Joseph a couple of times when his Megamixes go a little long. It's sonically, they're amazing, and this goes for everyone, not just Joseph. I just pick on him because he's my best friend. But yeah, like, sonically, it's amazing, but eventually there reaches a point where if it goes on for too long, it can sound a little, not mundane, but just laxical, or what's the word, lackadaisical? This is why I'm not an English major. Anyways, yeah, so I don't think that Nickness in his year in Megamix for 2020 hit that point where I was thinking like, oh wow, this has gone on for so long and I'm suddenly so bored of this. Like, it just kept going and every second was fresh, new. Didn't sound like he was recycling a bunch of stuff from other people, and yeah, I was amazed. So yeah, that is going to be my list for my favorite songs, or not songs, already made that video, check that out. Favorite Megamixes from the past decade, at least favorite one for each year. I'm trying to work on actual like favorite 100 songs from the past decade video, so hopefully that will come out sometime in the near-ish future. Been kind of bored to throw together, so haven't really been feeling it. And recently I just have not been feeling a lot of artistic creativity, which is why I haven't been releasing much recently. I will let you guys know I have a few things in the works. I have a Megamix of the evolution of BTS, Dua Lipa, Blackpink, Demi Lovato, Ariana Grande, Red Velvet. I'm working on like a million projects and only like halfway done with each of them. But basically what you should expect for the remainder of this month, hopefully, is this video. My top 100 of 2010 through 2022, or we're not there yet, 2020. My evolution of BTS will hopefully be up near the end of the month, and I want to release my 2010 throwback Megamix sometime in the beginning of this month. We'll see how quickly I get the video edited for that, but hopefully that'll come out soon. But yeah, so that is a little update as to where we are as a channel. Those are my favorite Megamixes from each year from the last decade, a bunch of my favorite artists. Let me know what you guys thought. What were your favorite Megamixes from the last decade, favorite artists from the last decade in terms of mashup artists? Which ones did you think either I didn't mention or should have been on this list that just weren't? And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and hit that button for subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.